I work your typical 9 to 5 office job, and throughout my working years, I have made some essential purchases of items that have both enhanced my working day as well as made the job a little bit more enjoyable and comfortable to do, considering most of my time is spent staring at a screen. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some accessories that I use while doing my day job that make my day a little bit more manageable and a little bit more enjoyable. Before I go through my own personal list of tools, gadgets, and comfort items that I personally use, I just wanted to mention as well that there are probably many others that I'm not even considering as part of this video. So if I don't mention something that you believe should be on this list, please drop me a comment down below. I would be very interested to see if there was something that's better suited or something definitely worth considering adding to my own list of accessories that I use on the regular. Even if it's not necessarily applicable to the 9 to 5 office job as well, and it's a tool, a gadget, or a comfort item that you use as part of your own industry, I would be very interested to hear as well to see how they contrast and how they differ between different types of jobs. And finally, just before I start getting into my listed items, I just wanted to also provide some context, being that I work both from home and in the office as well. And some of the accessories I talk about today will be used more heavily in the office, some more heavily at home, as well as a mixture of both for some of them as well. Keep that in mind as I go throughout today's video. And with that out of the way, let's begin with tools and gadgets, which are usually among the most helpful types of accessories for many jobs. Item number one is a smartwatch. Now, I personally wear my smartwatch daily to monitor my physical activity, as lots of my time is spent sitting down and I don't want my health to be affected, or I at least want to keep on top of what my movement is like during a day to make sure that my health doesn't slowly decline. I wear a Garmin 945 Forerunner, which I bought to track my progress while training for the triathlon that I completed in 2022, and now it serves as my daily watch. For the second and third item on my list, I would say that they are essential for open floor plans, which, as a coincidence, my workspace is an open floor plan and it can get quite loud at times. I use both in-ear and over-the-ear headphones for when I'm in the office. Just as their use case is intended, they allow me to listen to music and podcasts while I'm typing away at my keyboard whilst blocking out ambient noise around me. I personally use the QC35 Mark IIs, which are a Bose headphone, which have now kind of been discontinued. I've left a link in the description below to a newer model if you wanted to pick up a pair for yourself and use an affiliate link that I've provided down in the description below. And the other set of headphones that I use are my earbuds. They are wired so that when I'm on the move, if I need to talk to someone, I've got a microphone right at my mouth and the audio comes out quite clearly. I've used these extensively throughout my working career because I move around quite a lot during the day when I have to go between office spaces and meeting rooms. And if I'm on the phone or I'm dialed into something, I can listen and talk as needed very simply without having to worry about the quality of my voice. Another type of accessory that helps me do my job more effectively, and this is probably one of the more important ones, is my organizational aids. The most important item in this category is technically software, and that is my digital calendar. It is by far the most important tool in my arsenal for organization because I have adopted it completely. I've streamlined using it every single day now to the point that I do not have to keep track of where I need to be and when I need to be there because my calendar technically tells me. I use Apple Calendars to be very specific because it provides everything I could possibly need in a digital calendar service. One thing definitely worth mentioning, if you want to understand how to better manage your time and understand how to keep track of things without forgetting, I would highly recommend going and watching some of the videos on my channel. I'll link a few of them down in the description below, one being how I manage my to-do lists and how powerful they are. I've linked it down in the description below. Feel free to give it a watch in your own time. And now would be a quick opportunity for me to quickly say, if you could hit that like and subscribe button down below, that would be very much appreciated. Another twin set of accessories that I carry around with me during my workday is both a notepad as well as a notebook. The notepad is used to jot down any crucial or time-sensitive tasks that I need eyes on. I need to be on this. I need to do it straight away. That is my reminder. I'm holding a piece of paper telling me to go away and do this thing. And the notebook is used in meetings, in trainings, all those types of things to jot down notes as I need to come back to and reflect upon them or use them in my job, depending on whatever it is that I'm doing. Which kind of leads me into the thing I use to carry everything around, being my backpack. And this is something that is essential as part of me working a job where I have to move between multiple buildings throughout the day. I work in a space that has lots of different locations that I have to walk around to when I'm not sitting at my desk staring at a screen. So my backpack being able to carry everything, fit everything, and be comfortable was a very important criteria to me. I'm not going to make any recommendations specifically on the backpack that I use or any backpack in general, because I personally believe there are lots of good brands out there. Picking one that's right for you is kind of a personal decision and based on your own preferences and what you're looking for in a backpack, but it's something that I cannot recommend for especially people who aren't in the workforce yet, that might be watching this video now and actually moving into the workforce in the near future in an office environment job. There are lots of different options. Just understand that picking a backpack that will suit your needs is an important one to make. Now, one that's work from home related that I don't actually have yet, but have been meaning to add to my space for a really long time, and that is a whiteboard hung on the wall. I really gain value from having the visual of what I need to be doing or what's important that I need to remember that I don't put into my calendar. Some things just don't need to go into the calendar, and a whiteboard in my workspace would definitely set as a good reminder, as well as a good way to organize my tasking in that space in particular. This is something that I'll be adding to my workspace in the near future. Okay, let's move on to the next group of items on my list, which are comfort items, which in general are set to improve my overall experience throughout my workday. The first item on my list for this category is an insulated water bottle. And in my opinion, no matter what the setting is, this is an essential item that every single person on the job should have. Just from a logical point of view, I aim to drink a few liters of water every single day to make sure I stay hydrated and alert throughout my workday. And it's funny because you would be surprised as to how many people, especially office goers, how many people don't actually consume enough water in a day. In terms of a general office-based setup, there are things that I've pushed really hard for and things that I've implemented at work from home as well to make sure that that comfort level is at its peak, because I'm spending hours and hours staring at a screen, not really moving around a hell of a lot when I'm really in the zone. I've advocated for things like a stand-up desk in the office, and at home, a big enough desk where I could have at least dual monitors. And when I upgrade my computer to the next one, if I'm still using it for work, I'll probably be going to 3 monitors, potentially even quad monitors, depending on what I decide I want to spend money on eventually when I get to that point, purely from the perspective that my job, I have lots of tabs open all the time. I'm jumping between documents. I'm doing lots of mini projects within a bigger project, let's say, and having access and this quality of life improvement is something that I can totally justify considering how much time I'm staring at these screens. Other items within the office space as well that would definitely count would be an ergonomic chair, as well as a mechanical keyboard. That's just preference for me. I really like how it feels typing on a mechanical keyboard. I find I'm more effective with a mechanical keyboard, and the same goes in the office. I really advocated for ergonomic work chairs, and they have been provided, which is great for my posture, for my back, for how I'm just generally feeling in a chair for a really long period of time. My legs don't go numb. These are all positive things, but it's something that I really wanted to mention that lots of people generally don't think about, especially in their work from home setups. If their company's not on top of the ergonomic situation, it's something that you should definitely consider. My mum works on a very small laptop from time to time, and there really isn't a lot of screen space to work from. It's kind of sad because it would be really hard jumping between tabs and things like that, whereas just having 2 monitors behind me is a hell of a lot easier to do the work that I need to do on them. Another comfort item that's definitely worth mentioning, and technically also from a cost perspective as well, and this will depend greatly on the type of work that you're doing, but I have a customer facing job from time to time when I'm not in the office as well. I purchased a set of chinos and I had them tailored to my body, and I've maintained what my size is for that period of time since I started working, and those chinos are still serving their purpose. They're both comfortable, they look good, and they've lasted because they were a quality item that, again, were tailored to fit my body. Same goes with things like polo shirts and sweaters, just to name a few other items. I invested money up front to be comfortable while I'm sitting and moving around and talking to people all day long, depending on what the temperature is and whatnot. But the point here is that initial investment was definitely worth it from a comfort perspective. And I'll go one step even further to talk about my RM's Williams boots, which everyone should be familiar in Australia. Every single guy has a pair of RM Williams boots, and I cannot advocate for them stronger. I bought 2 pairs and I wear them basically whenever I go to formal events or work in general, and they still look great. They're super comfortable and they're versatile. They should be lasting a really long time as well. funny story I have is one of my friends, he's a physio, he actually saw a patient who came in a pair of RM Williams boots, which looked pretty good. And he asked him how old they were. And apparently they were 60 years old. And I'm hoping that I can get 60 good years out of my boots as well. Again, bit of an initial upfront cost. I paid around $600 for one of the pairs and $300 for the other, but I plan to keep them for many years to come. Now, similar to the whiteboard accessory, I plan to add another comfort item to my office workspace when I do decide to upgrade it in the near future, and that will be to add a desk lamp for additional light. From time to time, I'm reading hard copy documents. I just maybe want to not be sitting in the dark if I'm working late at night, and having that additional light that's kind of like comfort light is something that would make the space feel a little bit more cozy and something that would feel a little bit more enjoyable to be sitting in. So it's another one that I definitely am going to be adding to that list. It's not currently sitting on my desk here, but one that is at the back of my mind to get. And last for my list of comfort items would be to have a plant in the workspace. At home, I have my terrarium, which makes my office space feel a little less like work. If I had a permanent desk in the office, I would also consider having an indoor plant for the exact same reason. If you wanted to learn more about how I went about making my terrarium, I've actually left a link down in the description below to the video, which goes into step-by-step detail of how I put it together. It's now been over 2 years since I did it, and it should be to the left here. Is that the left? I think it's actually going to look like it's to the right based on the camera inverting it, but it's sitting to my left here. And seriously, it's really going well. It's super healthy. And if you're hearing this part of the video and me just talking, staring at it, I'm probably recording a bit of B-roll and putting that over my voice. So yeah, it's really taken off and it's surviving really well. The critters inside are doing really well. As a bit of a 2-year update, I haven't shown it on any of my videos for a little bit of time, but it's something that was definitely a great addition to my office space. Overall, I find that having these items with me every day helps me to be more productive and efficient in my work. Like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, there are many accessories which can both help you be effective at what you do as well as comfortable in the space that you're working. Just note that everything that I've talked about today does not cover the entire list of items that could potentially be out there. Ultimately, there were 2 outcomes that I wanted to achieve from putting this video together. The first was to see what that list would look like for me. The second was going to be what items I deemed worthy of investing in, or at least considering investing in, if you are someone who fits this category of working an office job and are watching this video looking for some insight. Hopefully I've highlighted some of them for you. By selecting the appropriate accessories for your job, you can create a workspace that suits your needs and helps you make the most out of your workday. And that is pretty much all I have for you today. So hopefully I have provided some insight into some of the accessories worth investing in my opinion. Like I said, plenty of links down below if you were interested in learning more about the ones that I talked about today or watching other videos on the channel that I think are well worth your time. That is pretty much all I have, so that is where I will leave you. Have a good day, have a good week, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.